So imagine two traders. Both are beginners, both want to make money, but their results is completely different. So this is Alice. Every time she opens the platform, she turns on every possible indicator at once, like MACD, RSI, EMA, Alligator, Stochastic escalator, and more. She also uses a line chart that hides the real price structure. At the same time, she chooses a currency pair with a wild volatility where you cannot predict the future movement of the price. And to speed things up, she opens a random signals generated by AI on the platform without understanding where they come from and how they should work. And the result housed on the screen and housed in the trades. And now this is Lisa. Lisa does everything differently. She chose the minimum number of the indicators, keeping only those that actually helps her to read the chart. Also, she uses, of course, candlestick chart, analyzing levels, impulses, corrections as well. She selects stable currency pairs with a clear trend and predictable price movement. So here's no random signal, only her technical analysis and calm decision making after carefully studying each setup. So if you are Alice right now, and it's absolutely fine, but you want to become Lisa and all of the strategy, analyzing and more, you just need to understand the basic that I'm gonna tell you in this video. So let's not waste the time and let's get started. Here is the platform. As you can see, here's already pretty good currency pair with a downward trend. So we're gonna change the amount of money to $50. And gonna open here a sell trade immediately. So while we talk, we also have a trade going. So let's start with the indicators. For example, a lot of people start using a lot of the indicators at once, like MACD, RSI, Alligator, for example. Let me choose something else, super trend, ZigZag. And when you see this kind of the pictures, how you can analyze anything, of course, know how. Of course, you can also hide some of the indicators and analyze them step by step, but actually, also this is actually not the best indicators for scalping, and now I will explain why. So the Alligator consists of 3 moving average, jaw, teeth, and lips that show whether the market is trending or in a flat phase. So if lines is crossing each other, the market is sleeping, that's flat. So you need to avoid entries here. If lines opening wide, a trend is starting. If you also can see that price above these lines, you need to open a trade buy. If you see that price below the lines, you need to click on sell. So the wider the alligator's mouth, the stronger the trend. Now let's talk about the super trends. Usually people using it together with parabolic SAR. So also one of the most popular one that a lot of the beginners use is super trend and parabolic SAR together. It's not that bad, I can say, but actually sometimes it's really delayed. It's not giving you that much information actually. As you can see, for example, it's already the downward trend started, but from the super trend we didn't have any signal. From the zigzag is really great for understanding where is the support resistance level. So you need to imagine this as the mountain. So the start of the mountain is the support level, the end of the mountain is the resistance level. But if we change the depth, we can see that there's a lot of the small mountains already appeared on the chart that you cannot see if your depth is around like 12, for example. If it's 5, you can see a lot of them. So if you want to see more support resistance levels, you just change the depth. As you can see, if I change it to 14, when we don't have it again, it's already showing you more trend in general. So better if you don't know yet how to understand and how to find support resistance levels, you use the zigzag, and also you change the depth to the minimum number. But one of the best ones that I love, of course, is RSI and MACD, especially for the scalping. Also, you can use the moving average together with them. I'm going to show you the period here. We change to 8, EMA, we click save, then 14, EMA, and we click save, and then 50, also EMA, and we click on the other color and save again. So here is everything pretty easy. So EMA is exponential moving average that works pretty good, especially for the scalping. So if you're, for example, trading with the 15-30 minutes, this kind of the set of indicators will not probably work good for that. So here, let's change time to 2 minutes. Yeah, this trade we're now closing, and we're gonna open a buy trade here again already as a catch up for $50 each to trades. And let's talk about the moving averages. So if you see that 2 lines of moving average crossing each other, the green one, and going up in the same direction, also price is higher than our 2 green moving average is definitely a buy signal. Also, what does this pink line means? As you can see here, it was the downward trend and the actual support level was not here yet, but our price achieved the pink line and start reversing from there. So sometimes this pink moving averages with a period of 50 could act as the support level. So you also need to check it out. I'm also going to show you the settings again. So here's period is 8, 14, and 15. All of them is EMA. And I'm going to delete it for you and I'm going to show you something else. For example, some of the people like to use SMA, but I prefer mostly MACD, and this is the difference because on the MACD it's so much more information. We're going to talk about this more. Also, for example, sometimes people use Stochastic or RSI. They also kind of look alike, but for example, at some points Stochastic escalator I like more in some kind of the situation. Sometimes it's RSI, so it all depends on the market and on the chart that we're trading. So here we can see, for example, how the Stochastic works. The 2 lines of Stochastic is crossing each other in the overbought zone. Start reversing is definitely the sell signal, but that's why it's also not really good to use like one indicator at once. You need to use a few. Vortex indicator, don't recommend, definitely doesn't have any sense. Like, so what is the idea here? If the green line is above the red line, it's the buy signal. Sometimes it's working, but at the same time you can understand it even without this indicator. The next one is Ichimoku. This is such a mess. I don't know guys, let me know in the comments if you use this kind of the indicator. By the way, we close the trade in the plus. And we're going to open a trade buy again here. But Ichimoku is definitely not the thing that you need to use. Shaft trend cycle, the same thing. Don't recommend to use. It's better to use RSI or Stochastic. It's not your thing. I don't even want to explain why, but I think you can see it. Also, one of the biggest mistakes is to use a line chart because it shows only the closing price. So for example, if here we want to check it out, the support and resistance levels as we see it here, right? So if we're gonna do it like this, for example, right? Okay, let's do the resistance levels here because it's already broke the previous resistance level. And if we're gonna go to candles, actually this is the area that we chose now, as you can see. This is pretty crazy. On the M2 time frame it's even smaller, so it's so not right to do it on the line chart, definitely. And guys, for those who's watching this video right now and thinking, oh my god, I cannot even understand what is the support and resistance levels and how to find them, and you're explaining so many indicators today and all of these mistakes, I never even did that before. But guys, don't worry, I have the solution for you. And if to be more clear, I created an absolutely free guide for all of my subscribers, but only in Telegram. So if you want to get it, because there you can find the information, everything about the platform, about the indicators, what I recommend to use and more, you just need to follow the link in the description of this video to my Telegram channel. So everything is pretty easy, but we're gonna continue trading. With the candles, chart types, it's gonna be so much easier to also see the candlestick patterns, of course, and everything, because here you cannot see all of the price structure. So yeah, lines chart has full candle behavior. It's no wicks, so it means no volatility. You cannot check it out that much. You can also do like this, but for me it looks like a mess. It doesn't give you too much information. Also, it's harder to build the levels here, as we can see, and impossible to analyze the patterns. Also, let's check it out, the bar chart. So each bar shows open, close, high, low. It's similar to a candle. But why it's worse than candles? Because it's harder to visually read. Also, patterns are less clear and less intuitive for quick analysis. And here's the last chart types is Heiken Ashi. So Heiken Ashi smooths price movement, also removes noise, makes trends look cleaner, but the critical problem that it does not show the real open close price. So let's go right now to the candles. By the way, we're closing our trade already. Oh yeah, here it is. So we closed it in the plus. We opened another buy trade. The payout here already 89%, but it's still fine. So yeah, about the Heiken Ashi, as you can see, it looks so much different from the candles. But why real candlesticks are better? Because it shows true price action. Also shows wicks and volatility. Reveal patterns, for example, as a pin bars engulfing doji. On the bars or Heiken Ashi, you will not see, definitely. And it's also clearly displays structure, impulses and corrections. So Heiken Ashi is good for trend visualization, but classic candles are the best tool for entering trades. Also, I told you that I'm gonna show you some features of the platform that you can use. For example, I had a video about this, that there's a new feature about trading analysis and economic calendar inside of the platform. So here you can check it out, everything about the currency pairs, for example, New Zealand dollar in US. So it's current trend, support and resistance. We have all of the chart here, but here's the scenario. But the thing is that there is weekly, so it's mostly for the longer time of the expiration trades. And recommendation here is sell stop. For example, short position could be opened below, okay, this level with a target and stop loss. Okay. So, but here we cannot actually use it that much. Here's also alternative scenario as a buy stop. So as you can see, nobody can give you a signal like absolutely you need to sell or absolutely you need to buy. So in every situation is going to be alternative scenario, definitely. So for example, we're going to check another situation, also sell limit. Okay, but we're not going to do it for now. Actually, I'm already trading in a pretty late time, so now it's not gonna work that well to follow the news and everything, and mostly actually we use the technical analysis. Also, here's one of the features, signals. I don't have it now, maybe because it's late. Yeah, it's 8 p.m. UTC time right now. Yeah, so here's how you can turn it on, and you can get the signals from the other traders also, and you can check it out how many people open what kind of the trades. Actually, sometimes I'm checking it just to understand the situation on the market, because if I see that, for example, 150 people opened the up trade, and for example the sell trades is open only like 10 or 15, I understand that it could be the correction or pullback in the upward direction already. So it's not that bad feature, but at the same time, I think we didn't close this trade. Yeah. So it's not that bad feature, but still I recommend to open trades by yourself. You can use this kind of the feature just to analyze the market, but still open it by yourself because this is pretty dangerous, and that's how you can have the risk of the losings. So here's pretty good downward trend. So we're gonna open here a sell trade for 2 minutes. Also here you can see it's the express trades, something like the signals, but a little bit different. For example, here's the oil, here's the currency pairs, but actually we cannot even click on them to check it out. As you can see, it's a lot of the currency pairs. I never used this feature actually, and I don't recommend really. As you can see, just like really short trades for like 45 seconds. Also, you can choose another time, but still. So it's better not to open a trades absolutely blindly and make a decision by yourself. Even if you're following someone's signal or something else, always check it out by yourself. So that's how you can select the asset. So yeah, so let's add this currency pair to the favorites. As you can see, it's going pretty well. Here's the social trading. No, we don't need that. Here's also one of the feature. It's a multi-chart. I had one of the strategy like this on my channel. So you, for example, here you choose the time frame of M15. Oops. Okay, of M15 of the same currency pair, and here you choose like M1 or M2. I think we're gonna live here M2. So, but the chart doesn't look the same. Okay, let me zoom it a little bit. Okay, I get it. I don't have the same currency pair. Okay, sometimes it's happening. Okay, here it is. Canadian dollar and Swiss franc. As you can see on the M15 time frame, on the second chart, we can see a downward trend more clearly. But on M2 time frame, we can see the downward trend only going for like 1 or 2 hours. But actually on the M15 time frame is going for such a longer time. And here we also can see a lot of the corrections. So that's how, with the help of M15 time frame, we also can make a better decisions. So this trade we closed, and we open here another sell trade for 2 minutes as well as the continuation of the downward trend. But one of the also biggest mistake is to use, for example, S10 time frame or S5. That means that your each candle lasts only 5 seconds. After that, there's new ones appears on the chart. You don't need that, only if you're not trading with like 5 or 10 seconds time of the expiration per trade. And even if you do, guys, I don't recommend you to do this. It's better to trade with at least 2, 3, 4 minutes per trade, because it's a lot of the fluctuation that could happen, and it's better to have more time so you can analyze the situation better as well. As you can see on the M2 time frame, even like when the candles last 2 minutes, the chart looks a bit calmer than, for example, when each candle lasts only 10 seconds and it looks like absolutely mess, so many like corrections and everything. So it's better to choose a longer time frame. So that's how you're gonna analyze the market better. For example, I did right now the support and resistance levels, and look, we cannot even see the resistance level for now. Oh my god. So you can see how many candles we had for actually just a short time, of course, because it's like. So let's find another currency pair. Here's a pretty good one with a strong downward trend. So we're gonna open here 2 sold trades by $50 each. Especially that now I think we got a pretty good entry point because we got some green candle. It just could be a corrective one. I hope it's not going to be a reversal. But at the same time, need to understand that sometimes you cannot predict the future movement of the chart for 100%. And when you start understanding and living with the thought, your life becomes so much easier. Because I know that a lot of people, when they start trading, I know that they feel really guilty if they didn't close one trade in the plus, but actually this is absolutely normal, and you just need to know how to minimize your risk using the catch-up system and money management. Also, here, as you can see, we have some signals. Some short ones opened 1 minute ago for like 8 minutes, but also I don't recommend to use that. It's like it's making a decision on the indicators and on the actions, I think, of other traders, but it's not that obvious, so I don't really recommend. Here's also, for example, up for 1 minute. Here's for 2 minutes, also up, but it's open already some time ago. Okay, this opens just now, so that's how you can get a pretty good entry point. But with this kind of the signals, definitely don't open a trade in the middle of the trade. As you can see that it was open, for example, 2 minutes ago, and it's 2 minutes left. So that means that you will gonna have absolutely different entry points. So it doesn't make that much sense. And actually, it doesn't make that much sense, you know, to following this kind of the signals, because I mean, you're just blindly opening a trade. So it's not that really good. It's better to, for example, you see some signal, but at the same time, you analyze it by yourself. You checking the support resistance levels, the candlestick patterns, using some kind of the indicators. And that's how you make the decision, using everything that you saw before. At the same time, you can use AI. I was doing the video about this recently. You can use it for the analyzing, and this is pretty good, but also need to check it out because sometimes they make mistakes. We closed the trade in a plus. Okay, perfect, guys. Yeah, we had some catch-ups, but eventually we closed all of the trades in a plus. So I think it was pretty good, right? I gave you so much information today, so I hope you like it, guys. Let me know in the comments if you like this kind of the video when I explain you a lot of the things at the same time, and I hope you don't have a mess right now in your head. So let me know in the comments about this, and I was really happy to see here. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so you will see more useful information absolutely for free about trading, and we're gonna see each other on the next trading session. Bye bye.